Hey guys, what's up? I am GojiFan98's and welcome back for another new video for today. Today, I am continuing on for the next episode of GojiFan98's Godzilla-Thon. Today, we're on the 22nd entrance in the Godzilla series and the final entrance of the Heisei series with Godzilla VS Destoroyah, which is my favorite movie from the Heisei series. So, Godzilla vs. Destoroyah had an interesting history we're going to discuss about. Follow release of Godzilla vs. SpaeGodzilla, Toho began working on the next movie to make way for making one last Godzilla movie, make way for an American remake of Godzilla's coming up soon. Follow after John DeBond left the project due to the budget costs and making Sony and TriStar trying to find a new director and rewrote the script before Runner Emmerich and Dean Devlin stepped in. But more information about the American Godzilla 94 will be coming up soon on the next episode later for next year, 2021. Stay tuned for that one. Anyway, Godzilla vs. Destoroyah have other ideas were really gonna be originally meant to be made. Started with SpaceGodzilla's Counterattack. Supposed to have another SpaceGodzilla meant to go into appearance in the film. But unfortunately this idea never came to pass. The information comes from Toho Kingdom was a cutting room, along with another idea called Godzilla Great Naval Battle to feature 3 new monsters, but this idea never came to pass. Finally, started with countless story proposal, will later end up become Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. The first idea was going to be as Godzilla vs. Giant Monster Varan. Supposed to have Varan was going to be it was supposed to be had to bring Varan back, who hadn't been seen since he made a cameo in Destroy All Monster, describing the monster distorted in the movie idea, where Varan was going to be a harbinger of the apocalypse, who will destroy the world in the year of 1999, who will later be defeated by Godzilla and Little Godzilla during the battle. But this idea never came to pass for some reason. But the idea about harbinger apocalypse idea was trying to be used for another considered film of Godzilla vs. Bagan idea to have Godzilla and Mothra and Gotengo team up to fight Bagan, which according to Takao Okawara was the early version of Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. I heard about Godzilla vs. Destoroyah I heard about Godzilla vs. Bagan while Godzilla vs. Destoroyah was being planned, but I didn't hear anything about his plot. According to John May's book, The Big Book of a Giant Monster Movie, The Lost Film, the rumor set the time that will have similar story as Godzilla vs. Giant Monster variant idea. But once again, this idea never came to pass, but there was also a different draft idea for Godzilla vs. Godzilla idea. One of the idea was the alternate draft where Godzilla Jr. faced against the original Godzilla, which is that version I'm glad that did not made, because that would be way too weird. Finally, in 1994, when Shogo Tomiyama wrote his proposal idea under the title Godzilla vs. Ghost Godzilla, but there were many different versions of this idea, along with Godzilla vs. Godzilla Story Plan A, written by Kazuki Ōmori, and Godzilla vs. Baraguiurs, written by Shinichi Nishikawa. Nishikawa also drew the concept art of Ghost Godzilla. But this idea was discarded by Toho. According to Takao Okawara, the idea was discarded. Having Godzilla face against a monster who looked like Godzilla will be way too much. What was also a doppelganger of him, like Mechagodzilla and SpaceGodzilla. There are too many ideas, which there will be on description, so you'll know there are a lot of other ideas. Finally, there was another idea for Godzilla vs. Biomonster, then Godzilla vs. DC Life, and Godzilla vs. Barubaroi, where this monster, Barubaroi, was a shape-shifting monster incorporated by the Ocean Destroyer. And the monster can shape-shift into any form whenever it wants after it kills its prey, similar like John Carpenter's The Thing style. But Barubaroi will later be transformed into Destoroyah because Toho was worried about the name of Barubaroi was too similar to other name, so it would end up become Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. There was also an early draft in the film, which is I don't know what the plot about that one. Also, the film was supposed to feature another mega weapon was going to make appearance by using remnants of remains of Mothra, who was destroyed by Godzilla, his hyper spiral ray from the last film. But the robot was called GM, but apparently he got scrapped because they decided to replace him with Super X3. The idea of Super X3 comes from 1993 cancel film Godzilla vs. Berserk idea. For Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, By using the same Godzilla costume from SpaceGodzilla, the Moguro Goji was later become modified, and they added 200 tiny lights inside of the suit with red, orange, and yellow to pretend he's burning Godzilla. During the filming, Kenbusho Susumu kept passed out during the filming because of the way the smoke steamed when the suit was steamed up during the filming. Destoroyah was one of my favorite adversaries in the series. He was a tough adversary ever for fan favorite. Also, do you know that Tomoyuki Tanaka has secret like Destoroyah? Because it reminds him about the way that monster transformed. Reminds him his concept of Resurrection Godzilla idea about having Bagan to transform in any form. According from Wikizilla.org Kaiju Profiles, Destoroyah from on comments for about fun facts about Destoroyah has secret like by Tanaka himself. But this movie is the last entrance for the Heisei series and the last work for Akira Ikube's final work to compose the movie. Previously, he did not compose Godzilla or SpaceGodzilla, and now Ikube returned for one last score to filming. With Takao Akuara returned to direct the film with Koichi Kanikita held for special effects director, his final work for the Godzilla series, until his final work was Rebirth of Mothra 2 for 1997. And this is also the last work for Tomoyuki Tanaka before his death 2 years later in 1997 for Godzilla series. And the actress who portrays Emiko Yamane also returned in this film. She made a small role in a cameo in the film. This is also her final film before she passed away in cancer in 1997. They also using the starch footage with Akihiko Hirata's character, Dr. Serizawa, making appearances. Yes, the Monster Destroyer was made by the Ashen Destroyer, the weapon that kills the first Godzilla in 1954. The movie setup takes place in the year 1996. If you guys remember Bird's Island for the last one, it was destroyed in the beginning of the film, but with Godzilla was nowhere to be found, along with Little Godzilla. But Godzilla was later emerged and attacked Hong Kong, and he's covered lava-like rash all over his body. G-Force soon learned it. With a new recruit, Ken Yamane will learn that if Godzilla continues with that state, with enough radiation, he'll explode to destroy the Earth. So G-Force decided to build a new weapon called Super X-3 with a freezing weapon and armed with Cavian missiles to stop Godzilla. Super X-3 theme was pretty awesome. It was pretty good, but Little Godzilla, who's now became Godzilla Jr., was later found in Japan when he's heading right straight for where he comes headed for his nest on Ano Island. And this time, this design kind of looks like Godzilla. The animated concept art for Godzilla Jr. was submitted to Toho, and one of them looks like Zilla concept. And also there was an alternate ending for the film to supposedly feature Godzilla's going to kill Destoroyah, but this never came to pass. But there was manga annotation was actually kept in the original ending idea. So the ending was reshot again to have G-Force kill Destoroyah and allow Godzilla to die from his meltdown. Yes, watching Godzilla die was pretty sad, for all his energy from his body goes to his son and revive and mutate him after Destoroyah kills Godzilla Jr. and makes Godzilla really angry, and he's really sad. With Miki Sugusa was right, that Godzilla has human-like behavior that is described in the last film, when he was an intelligent creature the way he's smart. As Godzilla trying to revive Jr. during that time with his breathing energy, but only briefly managed to bring him alive. Godzilla Jr. was played by Hurricane Ryu Hurricane, while Kenbusho Susumu was played as Godzilla for a final time. And it was kind of sad for half Godzilla to die, but this also meant to be for Toho's final Godzilla film until they decided to bring Godzilla back in the year 2005, or so they thought. So yeah, it was the last entrance for the Heisei series, but there are only 7, which is not easier for a series. Well, that's all I have to say for Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, but I will return to do more Godzilla-Thon until next year on January 7th, 2021. I will continue on to review with Godzilla 1998. Oh boy. Well, stay tuned for that episode, as always. So, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and be safe for around this year of 2020. As around in 2020, I will be working on other video going on including some other scheduling, and focus on my family for Christmas. So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode to Godzilla 1998 coming up next year on January 7th. Stay tuned. Bye!